my name is Jimmy Broadbent and I'm driving the 97 GT Radial car.
And I'm Steve Brown, and I'm also driving the 97 GT Radial car.
These cars, they really benefit from a nice smooth driving style. So last year I was like, oh, let's throw it around a bit, and I sort of found that doing that was slower and you knackered yourself out a bit. So this year looking to sort of get a good result this time.
It does feel like a big go-kart. There are big similarities, especially with this central driving position as well. It's quite lively, so you do have to maybe underdrive it just to keep it settled, and not, if you overdrive it, it's very easy to get it to slide a little bit too much. The visibility is quite tricky, so you can't look around like you would in a car. It's quite hard to see if a car is next to you. So little things like that getting used to.
Pretty much every racetrack I come to now, I'll do an hour or two in the sim before I come up, just to sort of give yourself a running start, so to speak. You'll never learn everything in the sim, but you can give yourself, you can start at a high level than if you did absolutely nothing. So yeah, it's very useful just to get on there and run a few laps.
I've done a lot of YouTube and gaming. I've done a lot of karting as well. Been racing for the last 20 years, but this year is my first in cars. This is my first time driving the funcup. This is the first time driving Oulton Park. So yesterday was a learning experience. Another issue I had was really track limits. I've got about 1,000 pages printout there of all of my misdemeanors yesterday, so just trying to tidy that up, but anything could happen.
Even at the start of sim races, still even now, I get that sort of nervous anticipation of a race start. It's exactly the same in real life. I mean, obviously in real life you have a bit of a shunt. It's a man chases you with an invoice, so you always got that in the back of your head a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's actually quite similar. Yeah, pretty happy with it. I mean, we dropped a few positions, but the whole idea was to sort of stay somewhere near the front, which we did, which is good. Some very feisty people out there, as you'd expect. I mean, I was just more concerned with trying to stay with the pack and not necessarily fight for place, to sort of keep the pace of the pack we were in, which we managed to, for the majority of the stint. And I think we came in fourth, so really happy with that. The front of the pack, we're only about 5-6 seconds up the road. A pretty decent first stint, I think.
It is a tricky circuit. There's lots of little bumps. You can't quite see them, maybe on the broadcast or when you're racing on a sim. But when you're out there, there's lots of bumps. You've got to watch out. You've got to make sure you don't brake on the bump. There's lots of camber as well, so you've got to make the most of that. But it's a really fun circuit. Lots of fast-flowing corners. I enjoyed those. The slower ones, I was a bit too slow in the slow ones, but working on that. But yeah, it's a really good track.
I think with the pit stops, it is a big learning curve, because we had a little bit of an incident in the pits this morning due to no fault of our own, and yeah, we lost a lot of time with our pit stop training there, so we were trying to do it statically in the garage. It's never the same, so it has been a bit of a baptism of fire for both the lads trying to get in, but I think to be honest, I think we've coped quite well.
There's no minimum pit time in funcup outside of fueling, so it's, if you make up time in the pit lane, you make it up on circuit, and it is a ton easier to make up 5 seconds in the pit lane than it is out on circuit, so you have to really drill it to get it right.
I think it went all right. I did the belt quite quickly, moved the seat back, got out very quickly. Perhaps not as slick as some of the other teams here, because some of these teams are very quick, watching them, like Team Uvio and some of the other guys, really, really fast. There's a lot to think about. There's lots of weird buttons all over the place, so I think I did an all right job.
The car's starting to misbehave a little bit. Handling wise, balance on it's not as good as what it was yesterday. But as long as we're still in the top 10, then I'll be happy with that.
The orders are a bit jumbled now because of the safety car. That's brought everything a bit closer, so who knows what might happen now. We could potentially go a bit higher than a top 10.
I got ready to go home, and then suddenly we were in third in the last lap. It was mad. It was just, I think everyone maybe got a little bit tired, a bit aggressive towards the end there, and they sort of just fell off. And Ellis did what he did best and just sort of stayed out there doing good laps and picked up the pieces. And here we are on the podium. So
I've enjoyed all the driving, all the racing, and to finish at the podium, that's just a big bonus, really. Got my signature, had loads of fun. So yeah, really good.
To see their progression from what they've been doing online to sort of what they're doing now, it's quite impressive. I don't think everybody could do that. I do still think it takes a special kind of person to be able to come off a sim, get into a car and start to push it early on. So but yeah, well impressed with them.